boys and girls, we're telling time again today. Our central question, how do I tell time using AM and PM to the nearest 5 minutes on a clock? Our standard says that we will tell and write time from an analog and a digital clock to the nearest 5 minutes using AM and PM to tell what time of day it is. All right, so let's review AM and PM. That's what we've been learning this week. All right, so let's click on this clock. What type of clock is this? Analog clock. So let's click on it. All right, so what time is it? AM or PM? It's not wanting to work. It's having trouble all day. All right, some facts. There are 24 hours in a day. That's something we learned in science. There are only 12 hours on an analog clock. So when you go around, you go to 12. So we have to go around the clock twice, right? That makes us have an AM and a PM. All right, so example, we have an AM, like in the morning, we start school at 8 a.m. And then when it goes around again, we have 8 p.m. At 8 p.m., it's dark. We're usually getting on our PJs and getting ready to go to bed, maybe reading our books, okay? So we do have an AM time and a PM time. And it's because that day and night, that rotation, and the clock only has 12 hours on it. We don't have 24. All right, let's keep going. On the clicker, see if it works now. Now, AM stands for a fancy Latin word that means before midday. Midday means noon or lunch. So the time before lunch is AM times. That's your morning times. All right, even into the early morning when it's still dark and you're sleeping. PM stands for a fancy Latin word that means after midday. So when you start to eat lunch, noon on is daylight all the way until it gets dark up until 11:59. You are still in the PM hours. Okay. So here we have a timeline that shows you what is considered AM and PM. So this is where people get a little confused. All right. Even though it's dark outside, at midnight is considered AM. That's your morning time. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. That's usually when people are getting up. 5 or 6, 7 a.m. All right, you guys probably get up about 7 or 8 o'clock. All right, this is all time when the sun starts to come up. Right in here, it starts to get daylight. 8, 9, 10, 11 a.m. We're usually doing our schoolwork up and about. Some of you may start to eat lunch about 11 a.m. When we get to 12, it changes. At 12, it changes to PM. All right, 12 o'clock is noon, PM. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, all throughout the afternoon is PM. At 6 p.m. it's starting to get dark now. In the fall and winter it gets dark early. See, it shows the blue arrow. It's starting to get dark. This is PM. All right, then is when we start to go to sleep. It's PM. 11 all the way to 12. But when we get to 12, it switches to what? AM. AM. So there's your midnight. Midnight changes back to AM. Okay, so don't let that trick you. Midnight is AM. Midday or noon is PM. Alright, just remember AM and PM change at midday and midnight. 11:59 is AM, but when we change to 12 o'clock, it's PM. Alright, 11:59 is PM, but 1 minute later at 12 o'clock we switch to AM. So that's our switch. Alright, so we're going to go over some practice, but on your Google Slides today, you're going to have some practice. It's going to show you a picture. You're going to think about what it says, and you're going to decide which digital clock shows the appropriate time of day. So let's go over this one together. I brush my teeth before school. All right, if it's before school, would it be 7 o'clock AM or 7 o'clock PM? Think about your timing if it's before school. All right, if it's before school, it would be AM. That means in the morning. So, on the side, you slide over. You have a box. You will highlight your answer. All right, you have several like that. The little boy's showing you what he's doing. You read the sentence and decide what time of day it is. All right, also, you're going to have you will look at the child, read the child's clock. They're going to be doing something. You will click in the box and type the answer. So you'll have to click on the hour side and type the hours. Click on the minute side and type the minutes. All right, we're going to go over some examples together today before you do your independent practice. So let's go back and work on that now. All right, so I have some examples of some times of day and an analog clock. We're going to decide what time of day based on the clock and if it would be AM or PM. You guys are going to help me. All right, first thing is we have to read what it says. Then we'll write the time, and based on what it says and the time, we'll decide if it's AM or PM. Okay, so let's look at it. First thing we look at is our hour. All right, we're between the 4 and the 5. So what do we always do? Back it up. So what hour is it? 4. Now our minute hand is on the 5. So let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So what time is it? 4:25. Now let's read what it says. My friends came over to play after school. All right, it is 4:25, and my friends came over to play after school. Would they come over at 4:25 a.m. or 4:25 p.m. if it was after school? All right, after school is in the evening, afternoon time. 4 a.m. we are still in the bed, right? So it would have to be p.m. So I would circle that as my answer. All right, let's do the next one. All right, let's let's look at our time. Where is my hour hand pointing? Right past the 3, so it's between the 3 and the 4. So what is my hour? It's past the 3. We back up and circle it. 3. Where's my minute hand pointing? It is on the 3. Let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. What time? 3:15. Let's read what it says. I woke up in the middle of the night because I was so thirsty. All right, if I woke up in the middle of the night, would it be a.m. or p.m.? All right, the middle of the night is a.m. At 3:15 p.m., guys, you are normally just getting out of school. a.m., 3:15 a.m., you're asleep. Okay. And the next one. Find the hour hand. Where's my hour hand, guys? It's between the 7 and the 8. So what do? I back up and circle the number before it. So it is 7 something. My minute hand is on the 4. Let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. How many minutes? 20 minutes. It's 7:20. Now let's read. I made delicious cinnamon oatmeal for breakfast. All right, 7:20, and I'm having breakfast. Would it be a.m. or p.m.? Our breakfast is something you do in the mornings, so it would be a.m. a.m. Our next one, find the hour hand. Where's my hour hand pointing? It is almost on the 6, so that one's pretty easy. We can just circle our 6, right? It's right there on it just about. Where's our minute hand pointing to? The 3. So let's count by 5s. You ready? 5, 10, 15, 6:15. Now let's read our sentence. Mom said that I couldn't play video games until I finished my math homework. Think about when you would do your math homework. Would it be 6:15 a.m. or p.m.? All right, if your teacher assigns homework, it's to be done when? In the evenings. So you need p.m. Now you got to think about what it's telling you. And our next one. Where's our hour hand? All right, that one's pretty easy too. It's right on that 5, right? All right. And our minute hand's on the 1. Count by 5s. 5. So can I write 5, 5? No, remember it has to be 2 digits. So if I don't have a digit for that first place, I put a 0 there. So we say 5:05. All right, it says the rooster on my aunt's farm woke me up when it said cock-a-doodle-doo. the rooster woke me up, would it be AM or PM? Alright, if it woke me up, it would definitely be in the AM. Most of us are up busy at 5 in the PM, in the afternoons. Alright, the next one. Look at your hour hand. Where's it at? Woo! It's supposed to move the whole thing. Alright, it's between the 6 and the 7. It's almost to the 7. Where do we go? Has it touched the 7? No. What has it touched? The 6. Remember, you back up. Always back up. It's touched that 6. It's not 7 o'clock yet. It's almost 7. It's 6 o'clock still. Now, our minute hand is going around. It's all the way to the 9. Let's count by 5s and figure out how far. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. What time is it? 6:45. All right, I watched my mom make spaghetti for dinner. What time would Mom cook dinner? In the AM or the PM? Mom cooks dinner in the PM. In the PM. Okay, it's your turn to practice. I've attached the practice and the review slides about how to identify AM and PM so you can review it again before you get started. You'll look at the sentences, decide if it's AM or PM, and then you've got a couple of practicing telling time to the 5 minutes because we will take some grades this week at the end of the week on that. Also, we've got boom cards over telling time to the 5 minutes. If you would like to practice that for extra, you can always get on Boom Learning and practice that at any time. The link is hooked in our Bitmoji classroom, so you're welcome to try that anytime you need some extra practice. If you need any help, please let Miss Spires know and she'll be glad to help you. I'll also hook a work check from yesterday's work, so if I don't get it back to you soon enough for you to know what you need help on, you can check your own work, okay? All right, do your best.